Part 1. The Call of the Wild Mirror. What if the cannabis plant isn't just a high, but a raw, unfiltered mirror to your soul, revealing truths you've buried deeper than you dare to admit? Stay with me, because this could be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Cannabis isn't just a leaf or a buzz, it's a challenge. You've heard it called a healer, a hazard, a spiritual key, or a lazy escape. But those labels skim the surface. The real power of this plant lies in its refusal to bend to your assumptions. It doesn't care about your opinions. It amplifies what's already simmering inside you. And that's where the danger and the magic begins. Long ago, cannabis wasn't a casual smoke. It was a sacred threshold, guarded by those brave enough to face themselves. In ancient Egypt, priests used it in rites to commune with the divine, blending it with incense to pierce the veil between worlds. In pre-Columbian Americas, shamans inhaled its essence to navigate the spirit realm, using it as a bridge, not a crutch. These weren't stoners. They were warriors of the inner landscape, wielding cannabis like a blade to cut through illusion. Fast forward to now, and the scene's transformed. What was once a revered ritual is now a commodity, rolled in minutes, puffed between Netflix episodes, marketed like a trendy snack. The reverence has faded, replaced by a culture of convenience. The plant remains the same, but the context has shifted from temple to trend. This isn't a debate about cannabis being good or evil. It's about what it does when you invite it into your mind. In ancient Taoist practices, it was a catalyst for inner alchemy, a spark to ignite clarity amid chaos. Sufi poets sipped its essence to dissolve into the divine, but only after days of preparation. Even in Rastafarian traditions, it's a holy herb, smoked with prayer to unlock wisdom, not to zone out. These cultures understood. Cannabis is a tool, not a toy. Its power depends on how you wield it. Today, we've stripped away the ceremony. Without that sacred frame, cannabis becomes a magnifying glass with no focus. It can deepen your peace if you're centered, or amplify your chaos if you're adrift. The plant doesn't judge. It reflects. And most of us step into that reflection unprepared, muddying the sacred with our unexamined baggage. There are whispers from esoteric traditions, hermetic secrets, Gnostic insights about cannabis's role in unlocking hidden dimensions. The plant doesn't dictate your journey. It holds up a mirror. That mirror shows your fears, your buried wounds, your untapped strength. It doesn't soften the image, it strips away the filters. Ancient users knew this, preparing with fasting, meditation, and silence to steady their minds before the plunge. They didn't fear the reflection, they sought it. If this intrigues you, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden truths. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you see when you look within? Let's explore together. Part 2. The Shadows Unveiling. What if the anxiety or unease you feel with cannabis isn't a flaw, but a glimpse into the shadows you've ignored? Let's uncover why this plant might be your toughest teacher yet. Ever felt a chill run down your spine mid-smoke? That racing heart, that sense of being watched. Most blame the strain or the dose. But what if it's not the plant misfiring? What if it's doing its job, peeling back layers you've kept hidden? Cannabis doesn't create your inner storm. It turns up the volume, forcing you to listen. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow, the repressed parts of your psyche, comes alive here. It's not evil, just unacknowledged. The grief you've buried, the anger you've swallowed, the truths you've dodged. Cannabis acts like a spotlight, illuminating what you've shoved into the dark. It's not there to comfort you, it's there to confront you. Ancient mystics embraced this. In Vedic traditions, cannabis was a companion to Shiva, the destroyer of illusion, used to shatter the ego's grip. Taoist alchemists saw it as a double-edged sword, capable of refining energy or disrupting balance if mishandled. These practitioners didn't run from the discomfort. They leaned into it, knowing growth hides in the unease. Modern use, though, often skips this step. You light up in a cluttered room, mind buzzing with distractions, and wonder why the trip feels off. The plant isn't the culprit. It's the mirror showing your inner chaos. Without preparation, that reflection can feel like a bad dream, not a breakthrough. The anxiety? It's your shadow knocking, demanding attention. Esoteric texts, like those from Dion Fortune, warn of altered states thinning your psychic defenses, exposing you to both insight and interference. If your inner world is a mess, cannabis doesn't clean it up. It broadcasts it. That's why some feel paranoid or unmoored. The plant is ripping away the masks, and the ego panics. This isn't a flaw in cannabis. It's its genius. It dissolves the artificial, burns through the performance you've perfected. If you're not ready, that dissolution feels like losing control. Ancient rituals countered this with guidance, shamans, elders, circles, to navigate the descent. Today, you're often alone, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, with no map. But here's the shift. That panic isn't failure, it's an invitation. The discomfort is the doorway to healing, the raw material for transformation. Mystical traditions teach that true awakening begins in the underworld, facing the shadow, not fleeing it. Cannabis, used with intent, can be a guide through that terrain. The danger lies in avoidance. If you numb the unease with more smoke or distractions, the cycle repeats. The plant becomes a noisy echo chamber, not a sacred space. Healing requires facing what surfaces, processing the grief, releasing the anger, embracing the truth. Without that, the mirror stays clouded. Part 3. The Path Beyond the High. What if the real power of cannabis lies not in the high, but in what you do after the smoke clears? Let's explore the journey from sensation to lasting transformation. The high feels like a promise. Colors brighter, thoughts deeper, music a symphony. It's seductive, mimicking transcendence, offering a taste of the divine. But here's the catch. Sensation isn't salvation. Cannabis can open a window, but it won't build the house. The real work begins when the window closes. Ancient users knew this. In Sufi circles, hashish was a bridge to divine unity, but only with rigorous preparation, prayer, fasting, reflection. Rastafari reasoning sessions paired ganja with spiritual dialogue, not idle chatter. These traditions didn't chase the high. They used it as a pointer to something greater. The plant was a spark, not the fire. Today, we often stop at the spark. You light up, feel expanded, jot down profound thoughts, and call it growth. But depth isn't measured by the intensity of the moment. It's judged by what you carry forward. The high can trick you into thinking you've arrived, when all you've done is visit. This illusion is cannabis's double edge. It can mimic spiritual clarity without the foundation to sustain it. You might feel enlightened mid-session, but if that insight doesn't shape your life, it's just a fleeting guest. Real transformation demands integration, turning vision into action, peace, into practice. Mystical psychology calls this the difference between imitation and embodiment. The high is a mirror, not a map. It reflects potential, joy, pain, wisdom, but it doesn't move you. That's your job. Ancient alchemists used cannabis to refine their essence, then spent years grounding that refinement in daily discipline. The plant opened the door, they walked the path. Without that walk, the high becomes a loop, chasing the next peak, mistaking sensation for substance. You might journal epiphanies, spot synchronicities, feel connected to the cosmos. But if those moments don't alter how you live, they're echoes, not evolution. The trap is believing the plant does the work for you. Integration is unglamorous. It's not the psychedelic glow or the aesthetic haze. It's the quiet effort to apply what you've seen. It's waking up sober and choosing alignment, facing challenges with the clarity gained, living with the courage the plant revealed. The high is the invitation. The life you build is the answer. Cannabis can point the way like a compass in a storm, but it won't steer the ship. You must navigate, confronting the shadows it uncovers, weaving the insights into your days. If you linger in the high, you circle without progress. The plant holds the mirror. You decide what to do with the reflection. The goal isn't perpetual elevation. It's sustained awakening, staying present, real, and grounded beyond the smoke. That's the true spiritual practice, the path past illusion. Cannabis can light the fuse, but you must tend the flame. Part 4. The courage to face the reflection. What if cannabis isn't here to comfort you, but to challenge you to face the rawest parts of yourself? Let's dive into the courage it takes to meet that mirror head-on. Cannabis doesn't coddle, it confronts. It's not designed to make you feel good. It's engineered to make you see. That vision can be painful, joyful, confusing, all at once. The plant is a mirror, and its honesty is its gift and its test. Most stumble at this truth, expecting a soothing escape instead of a stark revelation. In ancient India, Shiva's followers used cannabis to dismantle the ego, not to stroke it. Taoist sages paired it with meditation to sharpen awareness, not to dull it. These traditions demanded courage, preparation to meet the reflection without flinching. The plant didn't promise comfort, it promised clarity, and that clarity required guts. Modern use often misses this. You light up expecting relaxation, only to face anxiety or unease. The plant isn't betraying you, it's exposing you. That discomfort is data, your unresolved fears, buried tensions, unspoken questions rising to the surface. It's not a bug, it's the feature. Jung's shadow theory fits here. Cannabis doesn't invent your inner turmoil, it amplifies it. The paranoia, the racing thoughts, they're echoes of what you've avoided. The plant strips away the buffer, leaving you raw. Without guidance, that rawness can overwhelm, but with intent, it can heal. Esoteric wisdom, like Fortune's writings, warns of altered states opening psychic channels. If your inner world is turbulent, cannabis turns up the noise. But if you're steady, it deepens your peace. The key is readiness, mental clarity, emotional stability, spiritual grounding. Ancient rituals built that foundation. Today, we often skip it. Facing the reflection takes courage. It means sitting with the discomfort, not escaping it. The plant dissolves the masks you've worn: perfection, indifference, control. And if you're unprepared, that dissolution feels like a fall. But it's not a fall. It's a shedding, a chance to rebuild authentically. The danger isn't the plant. it's the avoidance. If you numb the revelations with more smoke or distractions, you miss the lesson. Healing demands engagement, processing the pain, embracing the insight, acting on the truth. Cannabis offers the mirror. You must decide to look. This honesty isn't always kind. The plant shows you your unhealed wounds, your buried dreams, your unspoken regrets. It's not pretty, but it's necessary. Like a stern teacher, it pushes you to grow, not to stagnate. The courage to face that reflection is what turns a high into a transformation. You don't need more highs, you need more honesty. That honesty, raw and unfiltered, is the path to awakening. Cannabis can open the door, but only you can walk through, armed with the bravery to meet yourself fully and fearlessly. If this inspires your courage, like this video and subscribe for more soul-deep content. Share in the comments. What truth are you ready to face? Let's support each other's journeys.